Hey, my narcissistic abuse family. My video today is kind of entertaining when you sit back and think about how immature and cruel the narcissists are. So let's put it into perspective talking about the quarantine. So, how miserable do you think these narcissists are during the quarantine? Let's talk about it. That's what I'm addressing. So, I'm a narcissistic mother, and her and the enabler henchman inverted narc are home together. So I I've officially initiated no contact. So I don't deal with these people. I can only imagine, what's going on. And she is probably so fit to be tied right now. She is no doubt more than ever, like off the charts, being needy and demanding and terrible. And the henchman enabler gets to put up with her. Good, man. Like, my whole life, I was the black sheep and I was targeted and put down and used and abused. And I finally had the insight, the realization to see it's in my best interest, my family's best interest, to cut this off and to move forward with this amazing, incredible life minus these wicked people. So, all right, so the narcissist being cut off from the world as their stage, right? So they cannot take this. They are imploding. And unfortunately, if you are typically the source of their supply, they will just come down on you that much harder. They will come at you that much more in a stronger way, in a more aggressive way. They'll be that much more demanding. So if you are still in contact with these people, it's more important than ever to protect yourself with boundaries and to protect your privacy, your family, your whole life. Like, these people just swoop in and take whatever they want whenever they want. They'll harass you for information. They're relentless. And if you're the main source of supply, black sheep are, that was me, they're going to be relentless during this time. And they're not going to obey or respect laws that have been set in place to eradicate this crappy COVID stuff. So narcissists often believe that they're special, and they often believe that the laws do not apply to them. So no doubt with the, staying in place, quarantining stuff, they see themselves like, oh, I'm fine. Like, I'm exempt from this. So I did say, like, for Easter, the toxic duo had the audacity to come to our home. I'm sorry, my kids are. They came to our home and they left something. They left, gifts and whatnot. And they have no respect for the fact that, I am one of the small percent of the population that's at a high risk. I have a compromised immune system, and I just had a treatment end of February. So no doubt my immune system is really susceptible to, infections, virus, whatever. And the toxic duo, half of it, works in has a business and dirty as hell, like, no doubt, like, never washes his hands, keeps up with, like, basic, I don't want to make him sound worse than they are, but he's dirty, man. Like, he's gotten, like, pink eye more times than I can count. like just doesn't like wash hands and silly things like that to stay, hygienic and safe and whatnot. So a lot of people said, oh my gosh, they knew exactly what they were doing. I don't know that it was intentional, but they just have a blatant disregard for people, for anyone other than themselves. So no doubt they are entirely miserable, lacking their audience for their grandiose shenanigans that they carry out on a regular basis. The narc mother has a job, and no doubt, like, we're in New Jersey, so it's probably shut down right now. I'm only speculating. Like I said, I don't have any confirmations on anything, but all I can imagine is that she's home with the enabler and she can't stand it, can't stand being cooped up, not being able to shop. That's like the primary purpose of her life, is shopping. All the stores are closed, the malls are closed, and she's got to just be out of her mind miserable. And she can't come, latch on to me and exploit me for whatever narcissistic supply she's looking for. It's kind of awesome. Like, I'm not going to lie, I feel like it's poetic justice in a way. These people live such superficial lives, and all they care about is how they appear to the outside world. So they don't have the forum to spew their crap to everyone. They don't have the, audience that they typically would being out in society. Social distancing has just crippled their narcissistic supply. And right now, they're probably going on and on about how they are particularly impacted because, never mind the rest of the world, they're the only one that matters. They're the only one that is suffering and struggling through this. So, as primary supply, I would be the recipient of all the agonizing and crying and, the whole production. And I'm thrilled to be out of it, away from it. Amen. And, being physically compromised as I am, I've kind of been in this quarantine situation for a while myself. It's awesome to have my family home. I wish the circumstances were different, but the kids don't have school and I love them. I treasure them so sincerely. Don't get me wrong, they make me crazy and stuff, but I just love having them home. I love being a mom, and my husband still works because he's a police officer, so first responders don't get a break. But how ironic is this quarantine situation that the narcissists have got to be so miserable. They can't get a hold of themselves. They are so cut off from their main supply, which is the outside world, the rest of the world. Kind of cool. So those are my thoughts on the whole quarantine, social distancing, and the narcissists. They love to elicit whatever attention, be it positive or negative, sympathy or accomplish anything. They'll take all of it. So the quarantine is definitely taking that away from them temporarily, and it's kind of awesome. And the people that, typically us victims, the people that have a genuine appreciation for the people in their lives that we love, like our real family, my husband and our children, Gino back there, the dog, where is he? He's so cute. And we are making the best of this, loving each other and counting our blessings, basically, as opposed to the narcissists that are just, crying and complaining every day, no doubt, about how they're impacted and how miserable they are and everything associated with that. So, you guys, keep living our best lives. We are bumped and we're bruised, but more than anything, we are blessed because we have this insight and appreciation in spite of all the narcissistic abuse we have endured. Please like, please subscribe. That would be awesome. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.